I take back everything I ever said about Morningstar by Pierce Brown. This book is spectacular. I am really enjoying this. I think this might be my favorite book of the original Red Rising trilogy. Morningstar is just everything I wanted from the conclusion to this series. I published a video a couple of days ago saying about how I was struggling to get into it because I took a break after Golden Sun. I went and read other stuff, and now getting back into it, considering sci-fi isn't my normal kind of book genre, I was really struggling, right? And that was the case, but then I persevered. I genuinely got about 10 pages after where I was at already, and it just clicked. Something clicked for me, and I was like, okay, I'm obsessed with this book. That was recorded a couple days before, so it's been about maybe 4 or 5 days since then, and I'm on page 340. And bearing in mind, I didn't read that day. I didn't read the day after. I've read about 300 pages in like 2 days. I've been obsessed. Red Rising and Golden Sun were both 5-star reads for me. I know some of you think, oh, well, why have you given Red Rising 5 stars? That's because for me, as a fantasy reader, this felt like home. This goes back to that. Golden Sun was a great book. However, my one strife with it was that there wasn't really any fantasy elements. We had a lot of fantasy elements in the first book, and then they kind of disappeared from the first book to the second book. We're going back to a lot of that in Morningstar, and I just feel so like excited to read. This feels like the conclusion to a trilogy, especially with a book like this, especially with a series like this, where it's very out of control, it's very expansive. This is chaotic, but it's a chaotic good book. Some conclusions to trilogies or series can be really messy, fast-paced, unbalanced, chaotic in a bad way, but this book feels like it's balanced really well. You experience the chaos that's going all around, but you're very level-headed as a reader, but you still get all the dopamine hits that you love from the conclusion to a trilogy. One thing I really like about this is that it's actually an expansive book. Pierce Brown didn't just say, oh, you know what, it's a conclusion to the trilogy, I'm going to get loads of stuff and end it here. He's expanded upon the world, he's expanded upon what you've known, and you're at the point where you're learning new things like 60% into the final book of the original trilogy. I don't know, so I do want you guys to let me know, did he plan on writing more books past Morningstar, or was he going to be like, you know what, Morningstar's the final one, and then just change his mind? Because if he didn't plan new books, he did really well in making this an expansive book. He didn't make it a closing book for the rest of the world. But if he already knew he was going to write more books, he did really well in making this expansive enough that you're interested in where the story is going to go after the conclusion of the immediate plotline, which I think is a really hard thing to do with a third and final book in a trilogy, especially if that's going to be part of a longer series. The only person that I know that's done this equally well is Brandon Sanderson with The Hero of Ages. And you guys know how I feel about the original Mistborn trilogy. You know that's my Roman Empire. So what I want from you guys is to let me know what you guys thought of Morningstar. I just wanted to give you a little reading update. Let me know, did Pierce Brown plan on writing more than this original trilogy? Make sure to like, make sure to follow. We are very close to 15,000 followers, which is amazing. Keep pushing there, and happy goddamn